What's up, guys? This is the host of No Holding Back with Chris and Yellow. Whenever a new Spider-Man movie comes out, there's a very good chance he's wearing a new or upgraded suit, which leaves die-hard fans debating what is the best live-action Spider-Man suit. So today, we're going to be looking at the best and worst live-action Spider-Man suits, ranking them from worst to best. At number 14, starting off the worst suit on this list, we have the Amazing Spider-Man homemade suit worn by Andrew Garfield. Peter Parker attempted to make this first suit with sunglasses, a black winter hat, a black jacket, and a red rubber mask. It's a very forgettable and cheap looking suit, basically assembling all the worst things you could find in your attic. I get that every first Spider-Man movie in a new trilogy always has a prototype suit. This suit has zero indication that it's an actual Spider-Man suit, giving off robber vibes. Moving on to number 13, we have Spider-Man Super Stories from 1974 to 1977. This suit appeared on a PBS children's series with dancer/puppeteer Danny Seagrin wearing this suit. Even though the show had a small budget and technology restrictions because it was made in the 70s, it has zero effort put into the suit, resembling a cheap Halloween costume. I'm convinced they actually bought this suit at a costume shop. This suit's eyes are very messed up, the Spider-Man logo looks odd, and to be honest with you guys, I'm very shocked this series actually lasted 3 seasons because of how horrendous it must have looked on live television that whole time. Moving on to number 12, we have the Amazing Spider-Man TV series that ran from 1977 to 1979. Nicholas Hammond was wearing the suit and portrayed Peter Parker in this TV series and in the movies Spider-Man Strikes Back in 1978 and Spider-Man The Dragon's Challenge in 1981. The eyes in this costume are horrendous, using mirrored lenses that are extremely circular and impossible to see through. Spider-Man's webbing was a white rope for some reason. That's when you know the budget was extremely tight. The spandex suit was very similar to Steve Ditko's designs, but with the addition of an enlarged silver bracelet on his right wrist and a matching silver belt. Basically a Batman utility belt knockoff, and there was a poorly printed web pattern. At number 11, we have Spider-Man the Japanese TV series that ran from 1978 to 1979, portrayed by the actor Shingai Toro. This version of Spider-Man's real identity is referred to as Takuya Yamashiro instead of Peter Parker. It wasn't made for an American audience, but it was an instant hit in Japan. The popularity of the Spider-Man even led to appearances in comics in later years. He wore a silver bracelet that shot webbing and stored his suit when he wasn't wearing the costume. This suit, like the American Spider-Man TV series, was inspired by Steve Ditko's designs. He had squinted eyes instead of the regular Spider-Man shaped eyes. He also had a giant robot called Leopardin that was used to fight monsters. At number 10, we have the most nostalgic prototype Spider-Man costume, the human spider/wrestling suit worn by Tobey Maguire in the first Spider-Man movie. So not only do we have Bruce Campbell cameoing as a ring announcer, but also WWE legend Randy the Macho Man Savage in this scene where we see Tobey Maguire donning the human spider costume that consists of a graffiti printed spider on his sweatshirt, a ski mask, gardening gloves, and blue sweatpants. It's a very cool cobbled together suit that fits the wrestling scene amazingly, especially when he chases down Uncle Ben's killer. At number 9, we have the homemade suit worn by Tom Holland in Spider-Man Homecoming. It was also briefly seen in Captain America Civil War. This suit is inspired by Ben Reilly's Scarlet Spider suit, which is Peter Parker's clone in the comics. The suit consists of goggles built in a ski mask, a spray-painted hoodied vest, full-body sweatsuit, knee-high socks that are blue and red, including homemade web shooters. Peter was able to use his ability to mesh technology and random clothes in his room to make this superhero suit. It's very impressive, to be honest, and I'm convinced that that's the reason why Tony Stark included him on Team Iron Man in Civil War, because of how creative this suit is. After Tony takes back the suit in this film, he's forced to fight the Vulture in this homemade suit, which the damage he takes humanizes the character of Spider-Man in this film. At number 8, we have the Night Monkey/stealth suit worn by Tom Holland in Spider-Man Far From Home. He ditches his classic red and blue suit for this suit. The suit was inspired by Spider-Noir, seen in multiple video games and comics. The suit was given to him by Nick Fury in order to protect his identity while fighting the elements in Europe. It has similar eyes to Tony Stark's suit and the Peter Parker suit, but I love this espionage look, even though it's missing key elements to make it a Spider-Man suit. But after seeing Holland in the suit, we can only imagine how good he's going to look in the symbiote suit in a future film. Peter doesn't even like the suit, even stating that it's too tight around his web shooter. At number 7, we have the Iron Spider suit worn by Tom Holland in Avengers Infinity War. You get your first glimpse of this suit at the end of Spider-Man Homecoming, and you see it in action for the first time in Infinity War. It was also briefly seen in Spider-Man Far From Home at the start of the film. And obviously, he wears this suit in Avengers Endgame when he comes out swinging out of Doctor Strange's portal in order to protect the Infinity Gauntlet from Thanos and his army. It's a fresh idea, meshing red, blue, and gold that complement each other very well. It's a metallic suit that has limbs, which is inspired by the original Iron Spider suit in the Civil War comic storyline. The suit was given to him by Tony Stark in both the comics and MCU. It's a CGI suit that manages to look very realistic in these films. I love the large spider emblem, the glowing lenses, and the fact that this is the most powerful and most protective suit Spider-Man has worn so far. At number 6, we have the Amazing Spider-Man suit worn by Andrew Garfield. The yellow lenses are sick in my opinion, and it's a fresh look for the character even though a lot of Spider-Man fans may disagree. The web pattern blends perfectly with the bright shade of red that was used for the suit. To be honest with you, the suit does look like he's wearing sneakers, and it bothers me at some parts of the film. This suit does feel like something a teenager would design with its rubbery texture and artificial web shooters. Coming off the Raimi films and being used to Tobey's suits, I was not thrilled about the suit at first, but over the years, I started to adore the suit and how unique it was. At number 5, we have the symbiote suit worn by Tobey Maguire in Spider-Man 3. Apart from Peter's gothic haircut, his overconfidence, and violent attitude throughout the majority of this film, this is an amazing suit. It's divided fans due to the fact that it's missing a large white spider emblem and that it's not the solid black, which is seen in the comics. It's the original suit in the Sam Raimi universe, but in black, which works for this universe. It lacks the alien aspect from the comics, which the Venom movie gets right, apart from the fact that it's missing the white large spider emblem. Every time the suit is seen throughout the film, it really stands out. And as a kid, it was my favorite costume. But over the years, I've realized that it could have been a lot better after seeing the unused suit in photos. And it's very comic book accurate as well. I'm pretty sure Tom Holland's Spider-Man will don a comic book accurate suit in a future Spider-Man film. At number 4, we have the Amazing Spider-Man 2 costume worn by Andrew Garfield. After Sony received a lot of criticism for the suit that was used in the Amazing Spider-Man film, in the sequel, they decided to ditch originality for comic book accuracy. This suit had white bugged eyes and had a lot of similarities to Tobey Maguire's suit. It was very comic book accurate. The colors of the suit are well done, but the eyes needed improvement because it looked too cartoonish at times. This suit was less distracting and had better texture. It was made out of silk material compared to Garfield's first suit that was comprised of mostly rubber. The Ultimate Spider-Man comic storyline was not only an influence on the Spider-Man's universe, but on the suit as well. At number 3, we have the Peter Parker suit worn by Tom Holland in Spider-Man Far From Home. Ditching the classic blue and red suit for black and red could have been a disaster because it's very risky, but instead it was an instant hit. It incorporated most of the same elements from the Stark suit, but added a surplus of black replacing the blue. The black edition could have been inspired by the Miles Morales suit, as well from unused suits shown in concept art from Spider-Man Homecoming and the Alex Ross design for Sam Raimi's first Spider-Man film. At number 2, we have the Tony Stark suit seen in Spider-Man Homecoming and Captain America Civil War, worn by Tom Holland. This suit includes a chest emblem that's really a detachable drone and has a built-in AI system called Karen that includes an instant kill mode. The eyes are a major factor why it's ranked at number 2 because it demonstrates his emotions. The eyes are an exact match to Steve Ditko's eye design for Spider-Man. But here are the negatives. His spider emblem is way too small, and this Peter Parker heavily relies on Tony Stark's technology, which makes this Spider-Man more dependent than an independent hero. But I do love the bright red and blue colors, and a built-in utility belt that stores extra web cartridges and external web shooters are a great touch to include for the suit. And finally, at number 1, we have the Spider-Man suit used in Sam Raimi's trilogy worn by Tobey Maguire. This suit will always have a special place in the hearts of Spider-Man fans forever because many of us grew up watching this Spider-Man. The eyes are the perfect size, the spider emblem on his chest and back are not too stretched out or too small. The platinum webbing stands out perfectly, and his eyes give off a menacing look to the suit. But what many fans fail to notice is that there's slight differences between the suits used in Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2 and 3. In Spider-Man 1, aka the classic suit, the spider emblem was smaller. The suit has a navy color to it, and the webbing doesn't stand out as much as its predecessors. In Spider-Man 2 and 3, aka the revamped look, it has an enhanced red and darkened blue color to it, which paid off in many of the action sequences, and the platinum webbing was more bulkier and stood out way more. So what do you guys think? Do you guys disagree or agree with this list? Don't forget to write that in the comment section below, and don't forget to include your favorite Spider-Man costumes seen throughout all the Spider-Man films. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out any video related to the Spider-Man character or any video of your liking. Thank you so much guys for watching. Until the next one.